Hello all, the Irrational Skeptic here, and today I'm going to be doing a video on the ISFP versus the ISFJ. So these two types, I will like to nickname them. I call the ISFP the lonely artist, and I call the ISFJ the caregiver. And so these are just nicknames I just came up with. They're not necessarily based on anything I've seen anywhere, but I will try to qualify um, the reasons I call them this and give a characterization or a distinction between the two, uh, talk about their similarities and differences, and also just go over their functional stack, that cool stuff. So let's begin with the ISFP. The ISFP has introverted feeling as their dominant function, extroverted sensation as their auxiliary function, introverted intuition as their tertiary function, and extroverted thinking as their inferior function. And so the ISFP, they're very cool people. They're awesome. I'm just thinking about one of my friends right now who is an ISFP. She is very, very surreal, I think is the word I like to use for them. But at the same time, they seem down to earth. So they have this really funny dynamic with them where it looks like they're always in la la land and nothing in life can touch them, or they're trapped in, not trapped, or they're in their cocoon of introverted feeling, and they're very sensitive to the way people behave around them. They're very perceptive of the different things people do and why they do them, so they can actually be very straightforward when confronting people. But how this works with their functional stack is that their introverted feeling makes them very, very sensitive, but not emotional per se. They have this thing about them where they love to, as introverts, of course, they love to be alone. They don't like interacting so much, but at the same time, they care about things like they can care about animals, they can care about people hurting the environment, they can care about the way people treat each other, but at the same time, they may not really care about people in a weird way. It's interesting when you see, but they are very um, they have two minds about people. They can be very good friends with you, and if they're your friend and you're within their circle and you're within the safe zone, they will be loyal to you and they will want that same loyalty back from you. Um, but if you're not in their circle and they perceive you to be an asshole, excuse my French, then they're going to let you know. They're going to confront you about it. This is where their extroverted sensation comes into play because they can be very physical with people. They can, you know, if they're in love, they'll be very affectionate, they'll touch, cuddle, and all these sensation involved things. But yeah, so and then with their introverted intuition as their tertiary function, they have this air about them that they usually take the right decisions, but you don't really see them thinking it through. So you kind of think things happen to them just by some sort of magic. Um, and yeah, that's why I call them the lonely artist. They're just they're very cool. I love them. ISFPs out there, I love you guys. But then their inferior extroverted thinking is what brings them to a kind of halt. They are not really able to structure their lives or plan their lives in a way that gives uh, the most output. Or yeah, they're not able to plan their lives very efficiently. So they will have problems with saving money. They'll probably run out of their paycheck before the week runs out and have to lean on a significant other or family or friends in order to continue pushing through. And I mean, of course, this is not horrible as they are quite comfortable living with less. So they can be that artist in the room painting their pictures and not interacting with people, and so not expending that much energy, and therefore not needing that much to survive and whatnot. So it can be strategic in order for them to live a somewhat normal life, but at the same time, of course, this cannot lead to big achievements in life, I will say. But when they do achieve, and when they're more uh, realized, they become a very powerful force, one that's able to be both sensitive and, live to their means, according to their means, and make plans where they will have more um, effective outputs on their own lives. But they're really cool. Like if they have a partner, they're usually very loving with them. I have really nothing bad to say about ISFPs. Uh, really, I love them. I think I get along with their type pretty well. As an INFJ, we share introverted intuition, so we we intersect over there, and they have extroverted sensing as well, which is another function where I intersect with them. And funny enough, we have them in different positions on our stack, so they're able to help me out a lot with extroverted sensing, and I'm able to tickle their introverted intuition, which allows them to become more aware that they're not the only ones that think things just happen to them by magic, and there's others out there that maybe have a little bit more uh, control of that knowing function. But yeah, let's move on to the ISFJ, whom of course I also love. They are, I call them the caregivers because they're very good people and they actually genuinely care about everyone. They genuinely don't want their friends hurt, they don't want other people hurt, and they're going to be that introvert that's able to be extroverted with uh, family, friends for long periods of time. Um, they they're going to be that person, but very quickly I will go over their functional stack. So the ISFJ leads with introverted sensation, followed by extroverted feeling as their auxiliary function, introverted thinking as their tertiary function, and extroverted intuition as their inferior function. And how this plays out, and I'll just tell you, I love them again. I intersect with this type among two functions, introverted thinking and extroverted feeling. And because we have them in the same position as our two middle, uh, our middle functions, we actually behave very, very similarly. So I guess this is probably why I like them. But I'll just say they're very oriented to the past, and they're very. So how this differs between me and them is that since I have introverted intuition as a dominant function, and they have introverted sensing as a dominant function. It looks like we're going two opposite directions. It's really funny when we get together because once we get together, they start immediately talking about the past and how they had fun at this time or how they didn't have fun at this time. And of course, we, as extroverted feelers, we like to talk about others. We like to uh, dissect interactions, um, but they have more of a focus on playing it safe in their judgments of people. And whereas I don't have that much of playing it safe if I'm saying something that I think is going to happen, and they like to look on the bright side a little bit more, but like I said, they can, put their foot down when they think something is wrong or someone has, I think, who did I, oh yes, from the channel called Talking with Famous People, um, Eric once said that ISFJs are the types that during a party, if someone, you know, starts taking all the attention and like breaking stuff, they're going to be the first people to get very angry because they like things to go in a sort of orderly fashion. And once you mess up their story or their toy, you know, I'm just calling it a toy. Once you mess up what they've planned for the night, they're going to really, they're going to let you know they're going to start behaving quite badly. This is probably when they get down to uh, their inferior extrovert intuition. So they'll start behaving a little bit more erratically. And it's very visible when they do this because when I see them doing this, they start doing things that are very out of character. Um, and and once they're in this mode, they start harshly criticizing others and making sure that the others feel the pain that they're currently feeling, but not like they're gonna punch you or something, but they will make sure to maybe mock the person that is causing the trouble. They might imitate the person and they'll just go through, behaviors that show they have some sort of huge disdain for the behavior you've just displayed. But they're just too sweet again. So they will eventually bounce back and say, oh, wow, I think I was behaving badly and like a child. And yeah, they are good at analyzing themselves, even though sometimes it takes a long time for them to do because once they start doing it, they loop on introverted sensing and introverted thinking, which makes them, analyze their own behavior and then say, oh, maybe it was this, or maybe it was this, or maybe I'm just being crazy, or maybe the person really doesn't like me and they want me to rot in hell. Like, they'll do this theorizing, but at the same time, they're going to be pulling a whole load of information because they're so past oriented. They can go from 2017 to 2016 to 2014. They're just going to keep pulling out more information. So usually what I have to do to stop them is say, oh yeah, you're probably right, which usually brings them to a halt and they say, oh yeah, I'm just rambling, I'm sorry. So yeah, I mean, but I love them. I love them. They're great people and really sweet. And the reason they're the caregiver is because they will be that person that when you call in the middle of the night and say, I'm stuck on the highway because XYZ, they're going to be there in less than 5 minutes, in less than 10 minutes. And when they get you, they'll ask you, are you okay? Is everything fine? They might even take you to go get a bite of food to eat, something, anything that can, you know, make you feel better, and they are very observant of of their friends' behavior. So if they know that you like chocolate ice cream, they're gonna go get you chocolate ice cream. That's just no ifs, buts, ands about it. They're loyal friends. Mm, yeah, they like people like to take advantage of them, actually, which is something I hate myself. But yeah, and I have this similar with them, and I'm supposing this is our auxiliary extroverted feeling working. But yeah, anyone that needs our help, if we are able to, I will put that there. If we are able to, we really will go out of our way to do it. If we have $5 left in our accounts and someone comes and they say, I really need $5, they're going to give it to them. And then, yeah, I'm going to do the same thing. So, yeah, ISFJs, you're awesome. Don't let anyone tell you you're not, and you are not pushovers. You're actually very aware of people's tricks and games and manipulation, and you're not wrong when you have those feelings and thoughts about people. It's just the way it is. And yeah, learn how to stand up for yourself a little bit more, I'll say. And also, yeah, no, that's it. Learn how to stand up for yourself a little bit more. That's usually the root of root of the problems for ISFJs. Which is what I'll say. Of course, if you observe the ISFP, you'll probably see what I mean when I say um, the ISFP is able to be more confrontational than the ISFJ. But yeah, the video is getting a little bit too long, so I think I'm gonna end it here. I know I haven't put out anything in a while. I think it's been 2 or 3 weeks, but yeah, I will probably be back on and uploading more. I've just been busy with work and yeah, with life, whatever. You guys know what I'm talking about. Anyways, that's all for now. The Irrational Skeptic signing off.